07 StarCitizen. Let's give some love to the Vulture and salvaging in Pyro, and let's have a look into where to salvage, what to salvage, when to salvage, and where to sell it in the very end as we are around here. This is dedicated to the Vulture for the reclaimer. Most of it is not doable aside of the wreckage. Planetary, it's gonna be a bit more rough, but definitely there is a lot of wreckage out around in Pyro that wants to be picked up by us, whether it's the small cutter that just sits somewhere on a station abandoned by a person, or the bigger connie, which both are really nice bait for your Vulture to digest and to work on as you use the abrades. And I highly recommend to have 2 abrade lasers on your Vulture, as it used to be and still is the better version than the Chinch, because even if it is slightly smaller, it's still faster in what it does than the others. So it's really good to go for that and do it. When we're looking at the selling prices of the RMC, the recycled material composite that we are getting out of the salvaging with the abrade, which means removing the armor from the ships, we're seeing clearly that we have 2 stations that have bigger amounts or pay better prices than others. This is Terra Mills and Crusaders, and Sear Scanning on Pyro 5. Make sure in Pyro that you are aligned with that faction in a good manner, otherwise the turrets will hit and take you down. If you want to know more about the whole PvE and Pyro and factions and all doing all that, check the video out here and you see more. What's to be said, the easy way, these 2 stations pay below 11k. Usually the average price that you get is somewhere between 10 and 10,500 for each SU of recycled material composite. No good prices usually do the salvage yards over in Stanton. They are really low, between 7,500. The TDDs in the area are 18 Lorville and New Babbage, also not very good anymore to sell your stuff there, so they really want to do us and bring us the stuff over to Pyro to help to rebuild that nest. The cool thing on RMC as well, there is a lot of land-based places where you can sell it, while with the construction material you're more bound to the stations, so there is quite a difference in what to get when. And as you're seeing, we are moving without any interruption over to the fracturing tools, which is another great way to do things. It pays a lot less good, so the average pricing we have there is around 2,000, and the best places to sell it is in Hurston, L1, L3, L4 and Arc L1. Megumi refueling in Pyro, these are the places to go for the best prices, up far above 2,300. Everything else is averaging around 2,000. So is it worth to do the long flight? Well, in a small ship I don't think so. In a big one it's definitely makes a difference. And now let's get into panel salvaging. Where do we find the panels, how to get them, and is it worth doing it? To do this, we need to fly to different places. We are going off planet as the planets as we used to know it in the Lagrange point. I made a video for Stanton. Check this one out here, but we are focusing back on Pyro. In Pyro, you need to find the reducted asteroid bases, short RABs. That's where you need to go to. There are everywhere around. There are a couple of them with different fancy names. Let's go for whiskey. Yes, single malt, of course. What else? Maybe the Isleys. We like some smoky stuff. Who knows what you like? Let me know in the comments. And we're jumping over to that place, and we need to make sure as we arrive there that we keep a low profile, because hostiles are always around those reducted asteroid bases. The scanning process is, as we know it, you ping it, and you change to scan mode, whichever keybind this is on yours, pull the mouse wheel back towards you, and as you aim for them, you have this fancy number, and you make sure it's an even number, like 10,000, 12,000, 2,000, 4,000, 6,000, 20,000. The higher, the more panels are there. Each panel is like 2,000. So we have 5 panels here. We don't know the size of the panels, but we know 5 panels are here because 5 times 2 is 10. Yeehaw! Make sure to slow down early enough because they appear very abruptly and usually not exactly where the marker is, just as to our right. And we have a lucky one because these are 3 big panels and 2 small ones. The recommendation is to ignore the small ones because they give you maximum 1 SU, while those big panels properly salvage gives at least 7 SU each. So we're looking here for around 21 SU, which is gonna be a hard stack in the ship, but it's definitely possible to do. You bring out your 2 abrade lasers and you make sure you turret them. It's a lot easier. Couple your ship and start doing your best. A cool thing on the Vulture is you have as well a tractor beam on it, and this means you can use it with R like all the other tractor beams as you know them, and place the stuff in front of you as you like it. Together with the tractor beam, only 1 abrade laser, so it's not my preferred way to doing it, but I like to reposition them and then just switch back to the 2 abrade lasers and do what we can do best. Sit back, relax, and scrape that armor off those panels. As you can see, we are almost full, completing this second panel, and this means to get the stuff out of the depot into the boxes. Remember to activate the auto eject, it makes your life a lot easier, and yes, it's the Vulture, you only can do 1 SU boxes because technically we only have 12 SU storage. It's possible to push more if you want to, but hey, let's do one after the other. Get impressed. Make sure to remove the box out of the way before the next one is prepared to build, because otherwise the machine thinks the position is blocked and stops doing it, and you have to manually eject continue the ejection process. And the last one is set. You're standing here, you survived. Oh yeah, make sure you only get the panels that are at least 10 kilometers out of the asteroid base itself, otherwise you'll get shot. And when it comes to get shot, when you're unloading on planetary bases, make sure to have a box in front of you before you open the back door. And the safe way to prepare your place is exiting that ship, close the door behind you, and then make sure that you are preparing the cargo lift as good as possible. Stay as low, stay as hidden, as camouflaged as possible. Enjoy the adrenaline rush, and lift up the elevator so that when you actually open the back door and expose your valuables to the world, you want to be ready, because people might want to come after you, because again, one of these loads is over 100,000 AUAC. But a couple of people might be interested in that. And then do the Humpty Dumpty and throw those boxes over there, and make sure you don't drop them onto yourself. They're 1.8 tons each, so that's a bit of a load. Alright, now you go over to the kiosk to sell your stuff from the locations. Again, this is Golden Riviera on Bloom, where we are selling. What we are selling here is our 24 SCUs. That is basically what I made while doing those panel salvaging, while doing this video. 258,000 bucks. That's an okay price. It takes you about 7 minutes to salvage one panel. So 7 minutes, 7 SCUs. Make the calculation to see how much you get out of that. It's a really good way of doing stuff, because when you have a lucky place like I had with 3 panels, this means about 21 SEO. This equals to 200 to 250,000. It takes you about 30 minutes to do that, because 7 minutes for a parallel pass there and back again and finding one. So this is really good business. I hope this video was helpful. Please share, like and subscribe. 07 StarCitizens.